Hello viewers, and welcome to today's race taking place at Spa for the eSeniors GT3 Group 3 race. Looks like a bit of extension on qualifying has been given here because it looks like qualifying is actually 20 minutes. So it's about 5 minutes over the duration. A couple of new drivers, or at least a name or two that you may or may not be familiar with. We've got I don't know if it's his first race, but we've got Kenneth Lingham, who's joined the group recently. So welcome, Kenneth. Jerry Young has raced before, I think last race, but obviously I think he's still finding his feet in relation to the group. I've just been watching the pre-race before this, and it was quite interesting pole, shall we say? Not that anything makes me unexpected, but it was interesting, is what I'm going to say. Welcome to a couple of people, Vorta Racing, my apologies. Again, I think you're all new to the group as well. Hi Big Natty, welcome. And hi Derek, welcome to the stream. Hopefully I'll keep you entertained for the duration. I'm going to jump on board straight away with the driver who I think is going to be a little quick, shall we say. I've been watching the times. Hi Kev, welcome to the stream. I've been watching the times and comparing them to, obviously, the Group I racing Group 1. Some of the drivers in Group 1, it's just ridiculous. 217s. Yeah, I think I'll go around in the bus. I might get round there by the end of the race or something. But typically, I think the lap times are going to be late 218s, 219s, early 220s. I think I've already seen one of these drivers do a 220. So that tells me they're probably not fit, they shouldn't be in Group 3. And with a time like that, they're probably pushing Group 2 easily. So it'll be interesting to see how the Group 2 times compare. But yeah, I think the pole's going to be a 220 today. I was half expecting a 222, 221 based on the times I witnessed before. And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I reckon it could be Mr. Goddard, the VFC Racing in number 3 Ferrari, is going to take pole. Chomping down his rear is going to be Steve Howells in the 969 Ferrari with his own colour scheme. And then third is going to be interesting. I noticed before Mr. Skelton was absolutely flying, so I might put my neck on the line and say the top 3: Goddard, Howells and Skelton. But we shall see. I think it's going to be quite interesting how this pans out. Yes, Kev, 220s in Group 3. Yeah, I've been hitting the 220s in race trim, but that's it. I will say that was before I realised how I can go flat out through Eau Rouge. But now I know you can do that. Obviously that's going to give me a bit more time as well, so it'll be interesting to see where it actually takes me. But you know me, I'm not one of the ones who ends up at the front anyway. I'm quite happy to dawdle at the back and see where it takes me. I think Andy Goddard's just getting himself set up for a run around afterwards, get his tyres all sorted and then go for it. A couple of key corners in this track actually. Not least obviously Eau Rouge and Radillon, getting them two right together, getting the angle in. But there's this section's, you got the balance of the car right, it's actually quite easy. But this next right-hander coming up, you've got to get the angle spot on because it'll give you the drive out into the following corner, which takes you onto the straight. So the idea is to get your power down, get your foot down flat round here, and it sets you up then, for a really good run to the to the hairpin at the end. So really what you're looking for here is to absolutely fly, take the corner at full tilt, brake hard and then get your foot down as you enter the start finish straight and go for it. Hi Melvin, welcome to the stream. I'll sit and race with you at the back then, Kev. Sounds like a plan to me. You will be there, Derek. I saw you yesterday in that absolutely storming run you did from the back of the grid in the GT4s. That was absolutely epic, and you know, thanks for that. I know ideally you wanted to be at the front, and I fully understand that, but you give such entertainment last night with that stream. It was absolutely brilliant, and all I can do is thank you for that. I said on the stream how brilliant it was, and you know, definitely a man on a mission there. And I think your 5th place, I took a punt early on and said I think you might get 6th, but you caught obviously 5th up, which I think was Pollitt, and you were battling with Pollitt for a number of laps, but consequently you did actually get him. But I think he was the one that probably caused you more grief than anybody else. I think 3 laps you battled with Pollitt and then you managed to get him. So absolutely brilliant last night, that. So yeah, thanks for that. They're the sorts of battles that are well worth watching on a stream. You know, I was going to other battles as well, but I was keeping my eye on yourself, Derek, throughout the whole of that session. Just keep jumping as the times come down, just to watch you go through the field. So yeah, epic. Let's see if that can be beaten. Okay, so fastest lap at the moment is the 2:25s. So I think there's still going to be 2 or 3 seconds at least off this. They were all consistent 2:23s before in pre-qualifying. Interesting to see there's been an extra 5 minutes of qualification time. Not too sure the reason behind that. Maybe it's because it's along the track. But you can still get 5 laps in. Yeah, it's almost that last to first challenge, isn't it, Derek? I think the only downside is that the guys up at the front who were actually, you know, equally as quick as yourself. So the time you take passing makes it absolutely more difficult to get in that top 3. But yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I actually thought you had the wrong setup, because when you went off, I said, "Oh, he's gone into the pits. I wonder if he's got the wrong setup or the wrong fuel," and you've had to change your setup. There you go. We're now getting some of the fast laps coming through now. Rob with a 2:24. We've got Steve Howells has now done a 2:21. So, you know, that's more like the times I was expecting. Andy's struggling here. He needs to get another lap in. He's way behind his time here. Yeah, I said he's struggling. He still did a 2:22.9. What do I know, eh? Right, let's jump on board with Rob, because Rob's going fast again. See what sort of how such a drive he's got. He's quite a nice car there. So what I did yesterday, some of the drivers have been sending me the skins, and I've been collating them, and some of them are working on the stream, some of them aren't. Don't know the reasoning, but what I'm doing is each week I'm going to try and share them with you if you can't see them on the screen. So it's literally about a minute's worth of time, and obviously I've got 19 minutes of qualifying, or 20 minutes to qualify, and I can share one of them with you. So I'll share a skin with you, and if you've got a skin you want me to show off that you've done yourself outside of Assetto Corsa Competizione, let me have it, and I'll gladly publish it for you, and you know, do a bit of a tour of it. So I'll just quickly do what I call skin of the day. So that was, as you can tell, Mr. Howells. That's one of 2. That was his second one, which I thought he was racing tonight. And as everything else, he didn't pick that one tonight. He's picking his lucky charm, shall we say. And if I just jump to him, you'll see his colour scheme. It's absolutely stunning. It's called the Snail. You can see even on the back of that it says Old Fart in the Union Jack. So he obviously refers to himself as the Old Fart. Quite often in the 969 Ferrari. Hi Chris, welcome to the stream. So yeah, it's well worth having a go, Kev. Actually, it's actually a lot easier than you think. The templates are all available. If you want a template for a car, I can provide it, and you just put it into an application and basically play with the colours. It's as simple as that. Obviously, you can get some downloaded and apply them yourself, or you can do what I did in the GT4 and have a complete laugh. And I created a Porsche with emojis on it, and it looked interesting, shall we say, in a very, very bright pink colour. It was even harsher than Chris's purple coloured races where he races in. It was a very bright pink, and it had a couple of emojis on the back and an emoji on the bonnet. It's a shame you can't see it when you race, but obviously on my replays and my stream you can see it. So yeah, the more skins I get, obviously it means I can put more into the game, people can see them, and obviously I can showcase them as well. Very good, Derek. There's always one, isn't there? Don't give up your day job as a comedian. That was very good, actually. I bet you're one of these who go to, when there's 3 of you, you go to a Starbucks, instead of saying can have 3 coffees, you say can have 4, don't you? Something like that. Okay, so Andy's going a little bit faster again now. So he's at the moment, he's nearly half a second up. It's not good enough to put him into pole. I think Howells has taken that. Yeah, I thought it would be you, that, Derek. If you ever hear that, I'm going to turn around and see if it's you. So we've got 7 minutes to go, and we're riding around in the number 33 Ferrari of Andy Goddard, who's also known as Jaime, and the VFC racing car. He's lost all his time, so he's not going to be going much quicker. A bit of a change up front. Andy Skelton is doing well, but Nikos has managed to put himself into second. Well, Nikos had to go to the Porsche Cup last night, and anybody who watched it, I think it's fair to say, struggled a little bit. He struggled so much he lost his pit crew and decided to reverse down the pit lane and got disqualified. So 1 minute he was racing, next minute he was in the stream watching. But he openly admitted the Porsche is a bit of a beast to get used to. I think anybody who drives the Porsche knows that, purely because of obviously lack of traction control, and you've got to touch it like a midwife with a baby, gently, gently, gently. Otherwise, you're off. There's quite a few spun out yesterday as well. Get on the paintwork, put your foot down, and you will be off. So, the person who's flying at the moment, the only one flying at the moment, is Richard Mackay. He's currently 224, but he's over half a second up. So that will take him possibly into 4th place in front of Kenneth Lingham, if I pronounce his name right. Andy Goddard's gone second with a 222 flat. So I've got two of the 3, just not going in the right order, like a game of Mastermind, innit? What colours are coming up on the screen? This could, as I said, put Richard into, it will be 4th place, my apologies, 4th place, because Nikos has claimed 3rd at the moment. He's sat in the pits. I think Nikos is probably counting his lucky his chickens, his lucky coins, whatever. It's pretty decent lap time for Nikos, that. I was watching him before and he was only doing the 223s, so to get a 222, I should imagine he's going to be ecstatic with that. So, good choice of cars on the grid. A few Ferraris, a few Astons. I did see a Merc before, and obviously the Porsche is always a good runner. I don't think there's any surprises out there on the grid. I don't think there's the likes of the Nissan, and I think the Jaguar was defunct now. I think Chris Bourne tried the Jaguar the other day for a bit of a giggle. Yeah, it's drivable, but it's just not quick. I think when ACC first come out, it was a decent car actually, but obviously after they brought out the 2020 series and stuff, it just doesn't compete anymore. You know, I don't understand why there's 2 Aston Martins, you know, a V8 and a V12. You'd stick with the V12 all day long. Plus it sounds tons better. So Richard's decided to back out. Another man on a mission, Stefan Buckley. So again, another Porsche. He's currently in the 224s. He was going quicker, but he's lost quite a bit of time in that little bit of a bend there. So he's not going to gain anything on that. Yes, no one's going any quicker at the moment. It's a bit quiet out there, shall we say. Rob Houpier's just gone into 4th. He must have gained a couple of tenths in the very last corner. So he's come forward a little bit more. Yeah, there's no one flying at the moment. I've got Eric, who's 3 tenths up. Again, another Ferrari. So there's a pattern with the cars, isn't there? That's the current grid as it stands. So 2 out of the 3 I was pretty much right with, and I think I had Andy Skelton down to get the 3rd place. He's currently sat in the pits, so he's in 7th at the moment. You can see there a little train of Ferraris. Hi Jack, welcome to the stream. Hi Robert, welcome to the stream. Nice little party going. 2 minutes to go. Eric is still up. Rob is going a little bit faster, but he's going to have to take a lot more off to get into 3rd place. Yeah, Jack, I think yeah, I think I watched you a little bit on the race yesterday. I think you did a fantastic job, very consistent, and it's, you know, I think you did feature on the stream a little bit. I can't remember where you finished. Was it? I might be doing an injustice here, 6th or 7th. I can't remember, but I know the cars at the front, the top 6 or 7, they were so consistent for the whole race. It was brilliant, really good to watch. So I don't want to do you a disservice there if I've got your finish position wrong. Obviously I've slept since last night. There was a few incidents. There was one on the last lap. Quite exciting, shall we say. Yeah, I think it was definitely jaw-dropping. I don't think I've seen a car spin so fast and so many times. But yeah, if you want to see that, watch the stream. Yeah, 7th. Well, I wasn't wrong. Thanks for that, Jack, just confirming it. I think as you come over the grid, over the start-finish, you said how consistent the drivers have been. And I think I said there's a pattern emerging here. Nice one, Robert. He got all the incidents out when he'd been practicing with you. That sounds a little bit cheeky to me, that. Okay, alright, so Andy Goddard's the only front runner out at the moment. I'm going to sit with him just to see if he gets a little bit more time out of the car. He's not up at the moment, but equally he's not down. Yeah, no, you're right, Jack. There was no incidents at all from yourself, and I don't think you were near any, but there was 1 or 2 cars falling off around you. It was actually a pleasant race last night. I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously watching Mr. Bird come through the grid, through the field as well, but I think it's nice to see how the drivers have evolved through the groups and the races, and each week you just see something. Well, because obviously I do the commentary a lot. I concentrate on some of the cars, and you just see the little benefits the drivers have taken by just changing a line or a braking point. You know, and it might only give you a 1/10 and 2 tenths, but actually it's an improvement. Yeah, Andy's slightly up here. He's not going to get any quicker. That was, Robert, that was absolutely brilliant. And to see his front end of his car hanging off as well, scraping the floor. No wonder he retired. I don't think he'd have got over the finish line. I mean, if that was obviously an incident in real life, there would have been nothing left of the car. So, you know, the damage model's good, but it's obviously tries to preserve the solidity of the car. We've got a couple of cars out on track now on the final run-ins. Andy is up. He's threatening pole here, believe it or not. This is going to be very, very close. But I think I had him down for pole. Could he pull this one out of the bag for me? I think I had him on pole and Howells on second. So let's see if he does it, or whether he fluffs his lines coming through the fast bit here. No, Kai wasn't very happy, Jack. I mean, I looked at the replay. I've not looked at it in detail. I just looked at it on the stream last night. And although the incident was off track. And there we go. I think we have a pole sitter. Mr. Goddard. So got that one spot on. And Mr. Howells in second. So I weren't far off. Okay. Be right back. Quick tour down the grid. We've got Andy Goddard, Jaime on pole, Steve Howell second, Nikos Margaritis on third, Rob Houpier on fourth, Kenneth Linkham on fifth, Richard Mackay on sixth, Andy Skelton on seventh, Joe Bekovac on eighth, Stefan Buckley on ninth, Eric Langlois is bringing up the rear on 10th. We've got then Jerian Wissman on 11th, David Blythe on 12th, Mike Molesky on 13th, Manuel Souza 14th, and Brian Banks in 15th. So that's the starting grid. That's consisting of 15 cars in total who will be racing. So let's see how this portrays and plays itself out as far as the race is concerned. Again, I'll try and keep up with the action. If there's too many incidents, obviously can't go to them all in one go. I'll just try and cover what I can. Okay, so they're off with the rolling start. Hi Dave, welcome to the stream. Any second now, it'll be lights out. There we go, lights out and away we go. Let's see where this takes us. Very, very close bunching straight away. It's not what you want to be going through Eau Rouge and Radion here. But as it stands, there appears to be no incidents. A couple of wide vehicles there, which is fully understandable on the opening lap. Just see what's going on up front there. Very, very close there with a couple of cars. Usually this corner can take some people out because the brakes aren't ready. But everyone does seem to have got through. Exceptional first few corners that. Absolutely brilliant. Let's jump forward again. I'll just keep switching between the front runners at the moment and then see where this takes us. So there's one of the Mercedes, I think. I mentioned there was a few cars and you got the McLaren as well. It looks like there's a bit of contact just there at the back and a bit of contact at the front as well. Oh, that was a bit... yeah, so we saw that contact. As you can see, he's waiting and he's going to wait for... It looks like... yeah, there's been quite a few. So I'm just going to... I think there was one at the back as well, which was Mr. Banks. So there's an incident here. There's another one at the front. And then after me saying there was nothing... I think I saw that one coming, and there's further contact which caused them to spin out, and that caused the problem with the cars behind. And there was another contact there, right, so that's why it's registered so many contacts. And then you can see the Mackay's waited, and all the time I think there's been somebody else waiting as well. So back to the live running. Hasn't changed the front, but it has opened up a little bit. So we've now got Rob, who's given a lot of grief to Eric. So tried on board with Rob a little minute. This is looks like it's one of the quickest battles going on. You always get these battles quite early on, and then things break out a little bit. Just jumping forward a bit, you can see Howells here is chasing Andy Goddard down. So he's going to try the switch back here by the looks of it. Get the drive out. This is going to be, I think this could be an overtake on the Camel Straight. This, he's got him lined up perfectly. We really need to get through Eau Rouge a full tilt if they can here. Yeah, I think there could be an overtake here. It's, not that one, that one. Let's see how this takes us. There's been another incident. Right, so let's just go across. There's been another bit of an incident. I think this was a double tap here. I don't know how critical it was. So there's a tap there, and then okay, so a bit of a tap there. So I think Sousa got hit as opposed to anything else, and that's dropped him right down that. I think there's only a couple of cars behind them at the moment, and they actually may have passed as well. So yeah, a couple of incidents quite early on. Let's go back to Mr. Blythe. Mr. Blythe's giving a bit of a good run here. In fact, he may have taken. Yeah, he's just taken. Oh, that was a bit of contact. I think it's fair to say. He's not yet passed him, but Jerian is giving him a good run here. Yeah, it's picked up that incident, the little knock there. You can see there, Blythe's gone wide a little bit. For that dashboard, that dash cam, sorry. Got a good drive through here. I was going to say that's not an overtaking place. And the number 57 Blood Brothers Racing Ferrari. You could do with a good run here, get foot down into third, power down, don't go wide because you'll hit the sand. Yeah, it really takes the speed off. I'm just going to jump forward because Rob's catching Eric. So there's a bit of braking going on here just to see where it takes him. You can see Andy Goddard's done a 222 already in race trim, and he's going much quicker as well this next lap, so he's just starting to pull away a little bit. Just looking down the grid, just see where the action is at the moment. This seems to be the best of it, shall we say. Yeah, managed to get through that corner really well, Eric. Okay, so let's look at Stefan, because Stefan's catching Nikos. Change that one to the dash cam. This is, if you're going to catch anybody, this is the place to do it. So the whole board's lit up green at the moment, which means obviously there's a lot of people doing very, very good laps. We have got someone in the pits. Mr. Banks has just been in the pits, so he's obviously received a bit of damage there. I'll put the relative times on now. I don't put the relative times on straight away because obviously it's no point first lap, second lap. No one's fighting for anything. Howells is going quicker this lap. He's 3/10 quicker than Goddard, and Nikos is quicker than the pair of them. Well, he is about 8 seconds behind. Looking like a good race this. So this is Nikos is in front of Stefan here, so Stefan's trying to hunt him down a little bit. It'll be interesting to see where this one ends up. Howells once again is caught up with Goddard. Looks like Goddard's made a mistake. Hi Kai, welcome to the stream. Well, this is showing Blythe as being So has he took? I'm trying to work out, has he took Buisman, because it's showing he's just behind somebody, but it's not picking that up. I'm wondering whether someone's gone off, because there's no one in front of him. I think that someone's gone off, so I'm just going to jump forward, as Howells is again over the back end of Goddard's car here. Very much like the previous lap. Oh, I think it's all about drive. This is the closest battle as it stands. He's going to try the switch, the good old switcheroo. Goddard really takes it narrow there. You can see the difference in getting the power down. It's all about getting through Eau Rouge, as we saw before. Blythe did take Jurien, but it looks like there's a car coming out of the pits. See the car bouncing along the straight there. And just behind these, further back, we had Stefan Buckley giving Nikos a bit of a draft as well. There's a couple of nice close battles going on. It'll be interesting to see where they materialise at the end of it all. I'll just jump on board with Buckley. You can see behind him he's managed to pass Eric, and he's hunting I think Nikos down. He was a bit closer than this, just seems to have lost a bit of time on Nikos. You see there's quite a big gap. Okay, so yeah, I think it picked up, he was passing. I'm just going to jump on board with Rob, because Rob's catching Eric up as well, so it looks like Eric's going to lose a couple of places quite quickly in the same lap. It's never a nice feeling. A nice matte purpley coloured car, that one. Looks nice and clean until they get dented and battered. A few incidents going on. I'm not doing them all because the screen's lit up. There must have been about 3 or 4 cars battling. And one of them was Nikos. Nikos has gone down a little bit. So let's see if I can see what's happened there, if it'll let me go back. 30 seconds enough to catch the incident. So Nikos has gone off the track himself, and he's deciding he wants to, unless he's received rear damage there. His car doesn't look too healthy at the back. No, he's running again now. I'm not too sure whether he hit anybody there. You can see he's going off the track a few times himself. And just as we go back, he goes off again. I don't know whether he's got a problem with his car there, because let's just go back 10 seconds. Yeah, there's no one else involved. He's just going off the track. Okay, interesting. He's really dropping down the list now, so I'm going to switch, and you can see he's gone into the pits. I think that's... I'm not going to say his race is over, but I think he's gone off a couple of times there, and it's caused him a problem. We've got Richard there now. He's catching Rob. I think we might see a bit of a pass coming up in a minute. Richard's one of the relatively new guys. I think he's raced 3 races at the moment. Might have that number wrong, but he seems quite good at coming through the field. Rob's just keeping him at bay a little bit here. The gap at the front is still half a second. So Goddard and Howells are still going at it, but they've pulled out quite a gap now in front of Stefan. This gap's the biggest. I think there's an overtake coming, it's just when. So the gap here is the same as the gap at the front. That looked like it was potentially going to be an overtake there. Keeping my eye on the front there. Yeah, Mackay definitely looks the quicker of these two, doesn't he? And Rob's no slouch, to be fair. There's going to be a pass coming up in a minute. Is he going to get a good run here and do it? He's eased off, broken quite late there. You can see there's I'm not going to say a stream of traffic in front of them, but there's a number of cars there that are seriously battling for position. But it could be anyone in front of these. That's... I'm going to take a position. He's got a good drive here though. If you can carry on this through, I mean, you don't want to be taken down here. That's really not the place to take someone. If he gets the inside line, he's not going to be able to there, is he? And there's a bit of a tap on the brakes there as well from Rob. They've both cut the corner there. So let's see if Richard can get a bit of a good draft on him here and make a gain. As you can see, there's not much going on there. There's the splits from them both, so you can see the times aren't massively different. We've got a 2:24.9 and a 2:25.3. Rob did do the second sector quite quick in comparison. This is the closest battle, but I think if Rob passes Eric, I think we'll see Rob start chasing Stefan down, because it does look like he's being held back here. Yeah, he's less than half a second away. He's gone wide there. That could be giving him an opportunity. So he's got a good drive. Is he going to get away with it? Is he going to take him? He managed to get him up the inside. Nice and clean. Good passing that. Really like that. Okay, so that means Rob is now chasing down Eric. He's only 2 seconds behind. So I think what we'll see is Rob gaining on him now a little bit. Now he's got the freedom to do so. Battle at the front is still a second. It does look like the trading laps, Goddard and Howells. Speak too soon. There's Goddard just doing a 22 flat. And looking at the current times, Howell's doing well as well. But I think Goddard's just a bit too quick for the pair of them. Sorry, a bit too quick for Steve there. Well, we're on board at the moment with Richard. For some reason I must have got Rob mixed up. Well, I did jump forward, didn't I? So he's in again through Eau Rouge and Radion. I just see Stefan Buckley in front of them there, so he's definitely catching him. Just going to jump back a little bit. We've got looks like a bit of action. So you can see Sousa's catching what was, I think, Andy Skelton. I think he got clobbered earlier on. And you can see Jerian is coming up behind him as well. Just jumped to his wing, you can see there, he's coming up the inside. It'll be interesting to see who's going to get anybody here. All the plastic people stood at the side of the road. Always make me giggle that bit where they just stood there. Like someone's put a load of cardboard cutouts because of COVID and stuck them in the grass. There's a few little battles going on around the track, it's quite good. Keeping an eye on these. You just can't work out where it's going to go. I think Sousa used to race the Ferrari actually, so I think he's changed his car. Howells is pressuring Goddard. Just going to jump to it. It's looking really tasty. The Ferrari v the Ferrari. think he might have the run on him here. Oh, that was inevitable, wasn't it? One got his foot down quicker than the other. I don't really want to try and pick the bones out of that one, if I'm being honest. I think the line Andy was taking on the inside was quite tight, and it meant he was only going to go one way, and obviously Howell's line was going to be allowing him to turn in quicker. I think Howell's line was compromised by Andy there, but I think that was fair racing, to be honest, because they touched on track rather than off track, so he wasn't forced off track. And unfortunately, he's give the place back. Very gentlemanly of him. Thought he could have done it in a much politer way. I think that battle's far from done yet. I think we'll see Steve, unless he's damaged his car based on that impact, catching up again. Because I think you can see he's struggling. His left line's in the road there. I don't know where he's got a problem. But as he went around that corner, he left two black streaks in the road. Well, let's move somewhere else, because I think it's going to be a while before Howell's catches Goddard at this rate. The timing board's not updated at the moment as well. Still got Howell's in front because it waits till it passes a set sector. Got any updates at the sector stage, so I'm going to jump back on board with Sousa. Sousa's still giving Buckley a bit of a run for his money here. Sorry, Andy Skelton, not Buckley, my apologies. Buckley's in third. Richard Mackay is closing ever so slightly on Eric Langlois. Eric's having a fantastic race. In fourth place at the moment. I've got a feeling Howell's got a problem with his car. He's not making inroads. Well, if he is, it's very, very slight, I think it's fair to say. But he's fortunate because Stefan, who's behind him, has got quite a gap. I think that's down to 10 seconds. We've got 25 minutes to go. So you're looking at about 10 laps, I think. 10, 11 laps. Need to see what the timings are. There's a few drivers going a bit quicker this lap as well. Boupier's going faster, Mackay's going faster. Andy Skelton in front is a second up his fastest lap, so he'd really got the hammer down a little bit. You can see there's three of them here all bunching together. No idea where this one's going to end at all. Oof. Nearly ended in the wall. Good avoiding that, Sousa. Really good. Got to catch him up again now. Let's see where we can go to. Again, this is the closest battle. We'll do a walk down the track, so we'll jump on board with Goddard. So he's currently in first. Howells is catching him actually. I'm just looking at the splits now, he's just started to catch him a little bit. So whatever problem he's got has settled down a little bit, and he's managed to get his tyres back. And then we've got Howells. As we see, his car is damaged, but it doesn't look overly damaged. Then we've got Buckley in the 73 Turtle Track Sim Sport Porsche. Eric Langlois. Then we got Richard Mackay. We got Rob Houpier. Then we got Joe Bekovac in the Porsche. Mike Molesky in the BMW. Fast car if you can control it, but it's a bit of a beast to control. Andy Skelton. And the McLaren. Manuel Souza. And the Team Pora number 30 Porsche. Jorian Wolfsman, who's also in the Porsche, with the Venta Porsche. Brian Banks, who's also in the Porsche, the EBM 911 Porsche. Nikos Margaritis, who's in the Aston. He's been into the pits and had some work done. As you can see, his car's all nicely repaired again now. And then at the back of the grid, after an incident, is Kenneth Lingham, who's in the only running Mercedes. Hi Chris, welcome to the stream. So I'm going to jump forward because there is a bit of action up front. Howells has managed to reel in Goddard a little bit, even with the damage on his car. But yeah, he's really managed to pull it out a little bit here. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Car going wide there. That could have been a bit of a disaster. We're coming through campus now. And then to Stavolo. But this is not an overtaking position. An overtaking lap, shall we say. This is where you try and set yourself up for the run through here. And get yourself a good run, but try not to go wide. Looks like Howell's got a bit of good run here. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's kept it flat through there, which is good. He's not going to outbrake him there. And you can see he's gone defensive, Goddard, again. Getting his elbows out there, wasn't he, Howells? I think it's fair to say. So Howells is now obviously... I think Howells thought that was unfair, so he's given the position back. Either that he just likes racing. But I don't think it's going to be the end of it. I think Howells is going to get him again here. It looks like he's got a good run. Right up his bumper there. In fact, I'd say he's easing off. Is he going to get him, do we reckon? That's the wrong one, because they've swapped positions. I said it only refreshes after the sectors, so the leaderboard isn't as accurate as it was. Yeah, how he's going there, 20 minutes to go. Now, this is the closest battle. Eric has caught up to Stefan, but he's not there yet. I will keep an eye on that. See here, again Howells has got a good run. And you can see Goddard's gone off there. That could, I mean that he could lose another position here to. I'll see where he is. He's managed to keep it going. That obviously just lost traction into the corner. If you go in there too fast and steer too quickly, the back will just come round with you. I think that's definitely a case of what happened there. So that's now set. That's put quite a significant gap between them. I'm just going to jump on board with Eric, because Eric is catching ever so slightly Stefan. Stefan's having a fantastic run here. Can you, Kev? You can hear him swearing. Is that one of them where you look in the mirror and start slapping yourself? I don't know if that's a back marker in front, or yeah, it's the Porsche back marker. No blue flags. Trying to work out who that is. No Carnival, is that? Can't work out who it is. Who's the back marker there from the numbers? 997. Oh, got that wrong. One's being blue flag, but I think they've got the wrong car here. I'll just see who it is. No, I can't see who it is. Oh, there it is, just there behind him. So it's Banks that he's just passed. So these two in front are probably the quickest, the two closest on track at the moment. Again, I've been trying to keep track of the incidents. With the exception of that one that's just happened between Howells and Goddard, nothing else has actually gone on. Okay, let's that one, that view. You can see there's been contact with Eric. His car's battered on one side, so that looks like he's either hit a wall or he's brushed against somebody. Looking at that damage, that looks like he's brushed a wall or something. The fact that he's still running though, and he's got quite a decent pace, you know, implies he's not really received any damage from it. I mean, the aero looks a bit battered on the side, but yeah, what is it? It'll brush out. It is just a scratch, or it is just but a scratch, something like that. See, they're definitely catching, I think, Stefan in the dark Porsche there. Let's see what it looks like from Stefan's perspective. Yeah, so he's looking in his mirror. He will see the car there, but it probably won't worry him as much, because he's still a couple of seconds off. Is that similar to the phrase, Robert, but you've got no arms left? Come here and I'll bite you. Something like that. Don't get started on these programs now where you start reeling off, yes, just a flesh wound. This is definitely where the fun's at. And there's a bit of a battle further back, but 96, who's that between Kenneth and Nikos? But the lap's down, so they're not racing for position. Goddard 6 seconds behind Howells. So I don't know if that gap's shrinking. 911's gone off. Ryan Banks. He's off track at the moment. Yeah, Richard's going faster again here, you can see. 911's not come in contact with anyone, so I think he's just gone off himself. He's just starting to get speed up. I think he's outbroke himself on the hairpin. Getting a bit tasty there for Richard Mackay behind him. I'm going to just jump on board with Richard. The sort of lines he's taking, where he's braking. See if he can learn any top tips. Nice lines through there. Nice and tidy. There's always a corner where you think you're gaining, but it's that concertina effect, isn't it? As you come out the other side, the other car's gone, and you think you've made a load of time up and you haven't. Although I do think he's gaining on him here. Oh, that was someone's definitely lagged there. I thought he was off into the sunset then. It wasn't just me who saw that, was it? It looked like Eric ended up trying to drive home. Francis that way. He definitely jumped. It's all very, it's all very well that, but when you start catching people up and start bouncing around, gone deep there, really puts you off. There's the standings, as they are at the moment. Nice mixture. I'll work out what flag Andy Skelton's got. Can't quite work that one out. Anyone recognise it? He did, Kev, yeah, put him back safely. That's always a bonus, rather than the Mr. Daniels incident. Fly me to the moon. That one. He shot in front of Nurse. Absolutely hilarious at Open Park, that one. New yellow flag. Yellow flag for, can't see anybody off. Yeah, it's 9/11, Mr. Banks again. I thought it was the United Nations flag, I wasn't sure. Goddard slowly chipping away at Howells here. This could get very, very interesting at the end. He was 6 seconds, he's down to 4 and a bit, depending on where on the track he is. It's fluctuating actually. They made some changes to the software that I'm using, and the relative speed, the relative timings used to be pretty static and work really well. They're quite, they move around a lot now, so you'll end up with a gap that was 5 seconds showing up as 2 seconds, and it goes back to 5 seconds. And what it does is on the timing screens it highlights the time in red if the relative position is less than half a second. So the idea is you can focus on where the action is quite quickly. It was working brilliantly, but I'm just looking at the screen now and it's showing Sousa is his time is red between him and Andy Skelton, and it's only because Andy Skelton's pitted. So you get drawn to that and you think, oh, there's going to be a pass, and there's not. It's because there's a pit. So Andy Skelton's gone into the pit, and I don't know what the reason is for that. Nothing's showing up. Maybe his car just had it. Andy Goddard's down to 3 seconds now. Going much quicker. He's over half a second quicker this lap alone, and he's now broke the sub 2 to 2 seconds. So definitely on a mission there. Bet his heart's pumping. Let's just see where he is on the track in relative to where Howells is, because they say the time's fluctuating a little bit. Okay, you can see him in front there. Interesting to see if you can hear his car labouring under acceleration. Difficult one, that. It doesn't sound like it's accelerating massively quickly, but yeah, he has dropped a bit of speed there. Interesting to see where this one goes. He seems to gain a bit, then lose a bit more, gain a bit, then lose a bit more. It's the, as you can tell from the track map, the field is now pretty much split up a little bit. The only action you can see on there is Richard Mackay, which I'll jump to because he's gaining. But this is the one we've been following most of it. I'll tell you what, his tyres look slippy there. They seem to slide round the corner. I know the front of that Porsche can be light, but it really looked like then. The Ferrari's got so much grunt. I think when we raced at Paul Ricard, I think the grunt the Ferrari had compared to the Porsche, it was night and day. The Porsche seemed to struggle on the straight, the Ferrari just seemed to lap it up. Now they have done something with the balance of power, haven't they? Balance of performance on the Porsche, just supposedly increase its top end. But it's that trade-off, isn't it, on this track? You go for the low downforce speed for the Kennel Straight, and then you've got to take it easy through the corners, or you go for a bit more downforce, which can hinder you on Kemmel Straight, but means you can get on the infield better. So because of the number of straights on here, you've really got to think about running low downforce. Definitely think he's gaining here though. This is the closest battle. Nicely through the gears. Look how smooth he is through there. Good point that, Chris. Is he playing with him? In other words. Whoa! What the? I wasn't seeing things then, was I? That was spectacular. I thought we were watching a different game then. The way he took off. That was so smooth, the way he took off. If I was Rob now, I'd be laughing myself silly in the car. I tell you, getting a pass in with that, that's going to be really dangerous. He could take off and land on top of you. That is what it was, Dave. That was really bizarre. So it wasn't just me who saw that then. He's got him here. He's got a good run here. Is he going to go for it? It looked like he was... I mean, he didn't switch the track, luckily. His car looks all over the place. I don't know about a track cut, Melvin. I think he did a tree cut there. I think he's struggling, Eric, here, isn't he? I think he's going to get passed by Richard. Richard plays his cards right here. I don't know if diving up the inside is the right idea. He's done it. He's done it. He can get it round. But that's the difference, isn't it? He's got the drive here. I think he's managed to do it. That was a good pass, that, Richard. Well done. I know you can't hear me and all that, but... Problem is now, with that grunt the Ferrari's got, is he going to get him on the Kemmel Straight? He's just tapped his brakes there. Don't know if that's that little brake tap, whether it's just put him off a little bit. Yeah, you see he's not catching him so much now. I think that's... I think Richard's now going to track Stefan down. I think the gap's just too big. Maybe not. See from Stefan's viewpoint where the cars look like. You can see them there in the distance. Been very consistent, Stefan, though. I don't know if he's going to be easy to pass. It's the current running order. Insights brought to you by ACCTV. Thanks to our friends who've been developing this and including me as part of the development. It's turned out to be a really nice piece of software, this, and the good thing is the developers are listening. So I put suggestions forward about some of the enhancements and they get voted on, and the top enhancements get included in the product. So it's nice to be part of that. Obviously I'm using it on quite a regular basis. You see Goddard's not really gaining much there. Gained a bit, but nothing to worry about there. I think Richard is now gaining on Stefan. I thought this would happen once he managed to pass Eric. You can see Eric's in the distance now. He would start pulling in Stefan. 4 minutes to go if Stefan can hold on, because this will be a great third place for Stefan. See, his angles of the corners are brilliant, Stefan's. Got a brilliant drive out the corner as well there. We're currently with Richard Mckay, the 997 Polar PCA Racing. We didn't want to be too close to that wall. Forced you to spin that. Looked like he managed to get away with it. The incident front's gone very quiet, but all the cars are separated now. So there's no one to crash with, really. I think, yeah. I think Andy Skelton's quit. He's not showing up anymore. I don't know whether the damage was too much on his car. I can't see, looking at the incidents, there may have been an incident I've missed. Because there was a massive bank of them, literally within a few seconds. And it was a case of pick the bones out of that. So it was very, very difficult. But we'll see. I'm going to jump on board with Stefan, sorry, because I think Stefan's just seems to be driving so easily. Ooh. Got that a bit sideways. Might have allowed commentator's curse there. You see Mackay's really coming at him now. Sticking to the road. Is he going to get him? Not going to get in there. He might just make it here. Get his braking point right. See the difference in braking there. Richard's braking much later. Still getting the car to turn in. And meanwhile, Eric's sitting there waiting for any crumbs. I have no idea where this is going to go. That was very close. Oh, did he hit the wall there? Like he hit the wall. Richard, like I said, got a good drive here though, hasn't he? But that's not a place to pass unless you can make it clean. See, Stefan's really not moving that car. That's a great position in that. Oh, that's well going off track. That's probably a warning that he was too far off there. Let's see. Is he going to get him through the next section? Let's jump on board. I can see it from the rear wing cam. And coming up to 40 seconds left in the race. I'm just trying to think that means that Howells is going to finish. Well, this race could be done here. Based on where Howells is. He's going to get him. He needs to get him. Because if he doesn't, he's not going to get the position. So Howells is coming round towards the end. Based on his time, I think he's going to finish. Which means Mackay has got to pass him. And he's 0.3 behind. He's 0.2 behind. And he's passed him. He's done it. It looks like he's oversteered there, Stefan. Such a shame. Fought to the end, very, very end. And Rob's took Stefan as well. I think Stefan went off. There's our winner. Steve Howells, congratulations. Textbook race. And another one there from Andy Goddard. Flashed his lights. Good battle in that. Bit of contact. But it was gentleman conduct at the end of the day. You know, it's you know, all fair in love and war and all that. Third place for I think his first podium is Richard Mckay. Well done, Richard. Eric Langlois in fourth place. That could be Eric's highest finish as well. Very good race there. Rob in fifth place. Stefan does get over the line. You can see there's a bit of damage on his car. I think he might have hit a wall at the side. And then we've got Joe just behind him. And then Mike Molesky's coming round in the BMW. And he finishes in 8th. 9th we've got Jerian. into 9th place. It's just coming up towards the end. I don't know, John. He looked like he got passed by Richard, and then you could just see his car starting to oversteer, and it's almost like the back end just come round, whether he hit the grass or not, and I think it spun him a little bit, and I think that allowed, certainly allowed Richard past, but I think it also allowed Rob and Eric past as well. Next place is Souza. He's in the pits. Nikos finishing off. And you can see in front of him, I think, is that Kenneth? No, he's already in the pits. And Brian Banks. So these are all finishing. And it'll bring the race to a close. That's it, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye all.